You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible. Hey, folks, let's talk about North Carolina, where civil rights leader Reverend William Barber was convicted on Thursday. Forget this, trespassing, stemming from his 2017 protest at the North Carolina General Assembly. Now, the crazy thing is they had barred Reverend Barber from protesting. They were there protesting health care. And the Republicans in that state barred him and others. It was him, I think about 46 others, who had gotten arrested saying, oh, they're trespassing if they come back. Well, they actually believe in the First Amendment, and so they came back to protest, and then they had them arrested. Then he was convicted. The judge pretty much was like, why in the hell are we doing this? And so gave him 24 hours of community service, which he kind of does every day, and gave him that as well, suspended this 12 months of unsupervised probation as well. But here's what Reverend Barber had to say after the conviction.
I want to say this is much bigger than me. This is literally about opening up Southern legislatures to the light of day and to the people's voice and to the people's protest. I'm deeply concerned that the jury was boxed in. They did not get a chance to really hear about our Constitution, which is a strange consideration to me, that the Constitution that governs the legislature. We know that the legislature we have now is an unconstitutionally constituted body. We know that while this was going on and wasted tax dollars, 500,000 people still don't have health care. People are dying. People that are living with diseases that they could be treated for. But more importantly is we're going to appeal.
It took jurors 22 minutes to find Barber guilty after 4 days of testimony that included video footage of his call and response chant protesting health care spending outside of the office of Senator Phil Berger. First of all, Republicans in North Carolina, I keep telling people, are just stuck on stupid Niambi. And but again, what they're angry about, they're angry about Moral Mondays. They're angry about how they were able to mobilize and organize people to have constant pressure against them. And they want to use the law to shut down protesters. And as Dr. Barber's lawyer said, he's like, hey, Dr. King had a criminal record.
Absolutely, and this is what he's been doing for almost a decade now, right? This Moral Monday protest has probably been the biggest thorn in the side of the North Carolina state legislature. He has not let these people off the hook, not one iota, not about poverty, jobs, environment, healthcare, you name it. But this was just about sending a message. And I think they picked the wrong one this day, because Reverend Barber and those who he is organizing with and who he is rounding up around the state and around this nation are not going to be quieted. I mean, because part of the issue is the state legislature allegedly works for the people of the state of North Carolina and in their best interest. So this is a moment where you have a state law which is in violation of the U.S. Constitution and the rights granted to citizens. And so this should not have occurred. And these people were in no danger. They just were made uncomfortable. They didn't want to have to be accountable to the citizens, and they didn't want to be confronted. That's all this was about. He made too much noise, and he disrupted their day. How?
It's hilarious, Cleo, literally to say you're mad that citizens, taxpayers, were there protesting, so therefore they're trespassing on property they pay for.
Absolutely.
Well, we know how incompetent these people are when it comes to mental health. We know how irrational they are, and we know how focused they are. It didn't matter that the doctor was not breaking any laws, doing anything wrong. They want to silence him. Like you mentioned, I mean, he's been powerful, he's been consistent, he's been in their face, he's been articulate, he's been breaking down issues based on fact, and he has a multicultural group of people behind him, so they can't simply call it a black thing, though it's a black man heading it up. He's brought together all kinds of people, so of course they want to silence him, and they thought they did for 2 minutes. Was it 2 minutes, 3 minutes? How long was it?
22 minutes.
22 minutes.
That's how long it took them to convict.
Right.
It amazes me how weak Republicans are. They love calling people snowflakes. No, they're soft.
Yeah, I mean, I think about who gets the right to enact the First Amendment or even the Second Amendment. I mean, and essentially what we're talking about is a lack of transparency. Once again, we see another issue where taxpayers pay the money to put these people in office to do things for them. And so part of what's happening is, first, we need the law to be changed. I think, second, it speaks to the fact that taxpayers should demand this particular type of transparency. And then third, we see the way that race in particular mutes people's ability to fully enact the First Amendment. And it's highly, highly problematic.
All right, folks, back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. Hey, folks, they're back. MarijuanaStock.org has another great investment opportunity. If you were lucky enough to invest in their last crowdfunding campaign, you know they raised a lot of money in just a few months investing in legal marijuana farms. Those initial investors now own shares of a publicly traded company. They're on fire. Certainly a lot of you missed it. Now you have an opportunity. Now they have a new investment opportunity that is as good, if not even better, than the last. I'm talking about industrial hemp CBD. For those who don't know, the hemp plant is the cousin to marijuana with a much higher concentration of CBD, which means hemp CBD gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Now, until recently, hemp farming was practically illegal in the U.S. and heavily regulated by the DEA. However, the 2018 Farm Bill changed all of that. Congress made it legal to grow hemp CBD in the U.S. and creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. They need land to grow all of the plants, and this makes for an incredible investment opportunity. And that's where our good friends at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords. You can get in on the action. You can invest in this crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200 up to $10,000. Like I said, you don't want to miss out. To invest, go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org. Get in the game and do it now. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.